Welcome to Winning Wall Street's Money. Help support my channel. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers pretty much as soon as possible. So then I go live streaming because YouTube policy, they won't let me go live until I have 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to all the folks out there that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. If you have not yet, please take this moment now with helping me. Click subscribe. Next, click the bell. And next, click all. This helps you receive a notification when I post my next videos. Plus, click the thumbs up button and every time you watch my videos. If you got value from this video, if this was helpful, then please consider sharing a small monetary donation to my channel by going below and clicking on either my Patreon or PayPal links. If you join my Patreon page, then you'll get early access to these videos 24 hours before they're posted on the YouTube and lots more. If you prefer just leaving a small tip, click on PayPal. Either way, then you get that warm sense of satisfaction years down the line knowing that you helped me become a successful YouTuber.
Wednesday, September 7th, 4:06 p.m. The New York stock market just closed. The futures open until 5 p.m. Let's go look at the recap, the weekly charts, because Wednesday's almost over. I want to see how the weekly performance is. Did we take out last week's high? Did we take out last week's low? Or are we still inside the range of last week? That's what we want to identify for trade ideas. Looking here first at the stock indexes, the S&P 500. Yeah, it made a lower low than last week, but right now it's trading back inside the range of last week. Also sitting on top of this demand zone. Same thing with the NASDAQ 100. Took out the last week's low and back's inside the range. Same with the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Look at here. Dow Transports. Oh, it's red. Lower, 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 low. Lower, high. Trend is down. Dow Utilities, totally opposite. Green candle, higher low, took out the high of last week. Money is rolling into the utilities. Russell 2000, same thing, lower low, lower high. So takeaway here, looking at all these indexes on the weekly time frame. Right off the bat, the Dow Utilities is the strongest one this week. It did not take out the low of last week. It's made a reverse trend, higher high, higher low. That's where the bullish momentum is occurring right now. See if we retest that highs. On to the next. Look at the yields. The yields reflect interest rates. Look at 30-year yield first. New high from last week. Yep. Reflects interest rates. Interest rates going up, yields going up, bonds go lower. 10-year. Yeah, it's higher than last week, but it hasn't taken out that high yet. But still, the trend is up. Look, all that green. Interest rates have been going up. And the 5-year treasury yields, same thing. Trend is up. All of them trending up, reflecting higher interest rates, continuing on the momentum. Go look at the US dollar. Mighty dollar. Oops, wrong one. There we go. First look at the dollar. Higher high, higher low. Took out 110. What a new record high. Nice. Dollar strong like bull. First cryptocurrency, new low. Losers. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Yep. Shameful. Cryptocurrency exchanges, you cannot short them. You can only trade them bullish. If you go to cryptocurrency exchanges, if you want to be able to trade them bearish, then you need to open a futures account with the United States Futures Exchange. On to the next. The major currencies. Yep. These are also in the futures market and on the Forex market. But we'll look at the futures one. The euro, new low for the year. Took out the low of last week. Not surprised. US dollar's high. Japanese yen. Yeah. New low for the week, new low for the year. British pound, also new low for the week, new low for the year. Asian European currency getting smacked down. Canadian dollar. Look at that. Took out the low of last week, but it's back inside the range. But has not taken out the low of the year. Yeah, North America team in the lead. Swiss franc also took out the low of last week, back inside the range. Aussie dollar, nope, lower low, lower high, just like the Asian, but it hasn't taken out the low of the year. So takeaway here is, look, all these single pair currencies against the US dollar, when they're declining down, trending down, that's strength for the US dollar. So right off the bat, most of them have taken out the lows of last week. Most of them are near the lows of the year. Yeah, dollar is strong. Let's put up here Mexican peso. There we go, Mexican peso. Interesting. Look at that. It's different than the other ones. How's it different? Well, on the weekly candle, 2 weeks in a row, inside candles, meaning they didn't take out the prior range, high or low. It's also in a consolidation phase. We've opened this again. So there's a low. Here's a low for the year. There's a high for the year. It's trending up. Huge impulse move up, consolidation. Look at these big tills, push pressure up. So Mexican peso is doing better than Canadian dollar and most of these other currencies I showed you. Very nice. Maybe it's time to buy real estate in Ukraine and Russia with the strong dollar. Hold up. Settle down, kids. We're not there yet. So look at the commodities. Crude oil. Yeah. Lower low, lower high. Took up the low of last week. That was a consolidation, broke below it. Trend is down. Natural gas, same thing. Took out the low of last week, and now we're in this demand zone where buyers were before. Let's go to the next. Let's go to the commodities of metals. What's your favorite metal? Looking here, gold. Inside candle. Interesting. Double bottom. Haven't taken out the low last week, nor the high. Building consolidation. Buyers are holding this up. Silver, same thing, inside candle. Small trading range. Wow. Platinum, inside candle. Just shy of the low of the year. Interesting. Well, copper, lower low, lower high, tiny trading range. That's interesting. Yeah, look at them. Most of them formed inside candle for a week, not taking out the higher low last week, but copper sold off. That's very interesting. Okay, watch that for a reaction of breaking out between now and the end of the week. It's likely something's going to give. One way or the other is going up or down, very likely at the end of this week. Let's continue with the commodities and look at agricultural. Corn. Yeah, last week we tested the midpoint of this big candle, but we closed below it. Again, we tested it back below it, but higher, high, higher, low. So it's a slow grind up here for corn going higher. We'll see if it's going to actually make a reversal. So many factors could determine that. Yep. It's tough to see it making 100% retracement up here without doing some kind of retracement down first. Wheat. Yep. Also finally retested this midpoint. Let's see if it closes above that. But that huge consolidation range down here. Wow. Soy actually selling off lower low, lower high versus the other two. Live cattle, small trading range, took out the high of last week. And feeder cattle, new high for the year. Wow, strong like bull. The lean hog. Okay, took out the low of last week, but it's back inside the range. We also finally filled that gap a few weeks ago. That gap that was over there. So looking at all these commodities here, being that a lot of them are in tight consolidation ranges, or if you want to say, yeah, they're trending, but the range of them is very tiny. They must be in a correlation with the season and also with economic policy that they're reflecting on to make a pivot, a trend change. A lot of it based on the US dollar and the interest rate. But let's look here. My weekly futures. Let's just look at these two. 30-year, oops. This is the 30-year bond, trades inverse to the 30-year interest rate. So again, when interest rates going higher, this goes lower. Strong trend down here, nearing that low for US dollar, high. Very similar correlations, but both doing these sharp V patterns, inverse V. But the point is that this may be coming down to break this low of the year, versus this is already at the high of the year. Yeah, so if Federal Reserve raises interest rates, one would expect the US dollar to continue going higher. If people have a fear of safe haven currencies, they might continue having this go higher. But the takeaway is the interest rates have already been raised several times since the new administration. So they have more flexibility. Hear me. They have more flexibility because when the interest rates were near zero, they couldn't reduce them much more. Well, now that the interest rates are above zero, they could do two things. They could bring them back down or raise them. Yeah, but they have more leverage. Understand that. That's a powerful thing. So if they think unemployment ticks up or other things tick up, they could lower that interest rate. Couldn't do that when interest rates are at the low. So strategy they're doing is very smart. Yep. Give it time, you'll see. Many thanks for watching. Thank you, as always, for spending just a little bit of your time with me. If you've gotten value from this video, if this was helpful, then please consider sharing a small monetary donation to my channel by going below and clicking on my PayPal or Venmo. You can leave a small tip. If you don't want to share financial support, no problem. Just click the like and subscribe and leave a comment, please.